What's going on, guys? You are here back, locked in the clutch. I'm your host, Adrian Fox. To my right, we're bringing back Sassafras, Ty Grissom. And to my right, by popular demand, everyone's wanted it. Again, I've got the DMs all day, okay? I delivered. Mark is back.
Nerd to block, y'all.
Exactly. So here on the Clutch today, we are talking about our first topic of today. We're going to send out condolences. There's been some deaths in the wrestling community.
Yep.
And we want to send out condolences to the families of Brian Christopher.
Grandmaster Sexy.
Yeah, that's a horrible situation.
Yeah.
Part 2 cool.
Yeah.
Part 2 cool.
Former tag team champions.
WWF tag team champions.
Yeah.
One of the most over tag team champions during that
Charismatic.
era. Charismatic.
Unexpectedly
Rikishi, Sky Tuhati, and then himself. I mean, I don't even think, did they even expect to be that big at that time?
They weren't supposed to be. They weren't.
It's just, I think it was the right time period, the right era, and all those elements just kind of came together, and you had Too Cool. No one really thought that would have got over. I mean, remember Public Enemy and ECW, WCW, they got over, and that was kind of shocking and surprising. There were two white boys who pretty much stole the show with their very bad movements and dancing and all those other good things.
Yeah.
And they just kind of stole the show right there.
Yep.
And then in WWE, you had doing the oddities, and you had Too Cool.
Kurgan.
Kurgan. They kind of stole the show right there as well.
Georgie Animal
It was
Steel.
the right time, the right element, and I mean, if you were to put that in today's world, I don't think it ever would have got over.
No,
That's very true. And look, imagine how big the worm was too.
Oh my
gosh.
Like how big.
WORN.
That was like the worst move ever.
Looking back when it was the worst move, but like I remember playing like video games back then about that, and I was like, that was the one move that I really wanted to do. It was just like, you know what I mean?
And not to mention, it also KO'd people also in the video games too, which made no sense.
It was a falling chop to the throat, to the chest, to the throat or something like that. So, but you know, it's all fun, and so I hope that, like I said, we're sending out condolences to families, and also next on the list of unfortunate deaths is Brickhouse Brown.
Yes, Brickhouse Brown.
And so, let's tell us a little bit about Brickhouse.
Well, Brickhouse was he was anointed as the next Junkyard Dog Hall of Famer, but stuff just didn't work out his way, and unfortunately, I don't have much on him. So,
well, I mean, some wrestlers, they work well in certain territories, and they don't catch on with the mainstream audience.
Right.
So, for his time period, he did really well, but we'll just be upfront with you guys. We don't know a lot about him, but the next person who also passed away today, we do know we know some information about. That's Nikolai Koloff.
Wow.
His classic battles with Hulk Hogan.
Great antagonist.
Oh man!
If you want to talk about nuclear heat, there's the Jim Cornette, then there's also the Vince Russo.
Yeah.
But you have Nikolai Koloff, and it was during the time period when we were in the Cold War.
Yeah, something like that.
So I mean. That was some realistic stuff where people really did want to kill.
Yeah, because you had the American hero
Rocky
Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Hulk Hogan, and then you had just Nikolai, and it was just
two entities clashing. It just drew an audience, and it just made wrestling must see.
Classic America versus the foreigner or whatever. Russia. Russia. You know what I mean? WWE. That's the classic feud. And it worked. It worked for the time being, and it's still to this day, in a multitude of ways can still work.
Yeah.
America versus blank. America versus this, that, and the other. But like I said, we're going to talk about the G1 Climax after that. And so, what do you think about that?
Just rest in peace. Condolences to Jerry Lawler, all the people we mentioned as families, and God bless, because that's pretty rough for the pro wrestling world right now. So, but next segment,
G1.
So we're going to talk about the G1 Climax matches that stand out to me so far. Not a particular night. We're just going to kind of leave over the last maybe week or so. And I believe that Ishii and Zack Sabre Jr., the chain wrestling, the grit, the passion these individuals portrayed in this match was just unreal. Points in the match that really stood out to me. The kind of knee bar breaker that Ishii kind of did on Zack Sabre Jr. Remember when Zack tried to go for that upper roundhouse and then he caught it and then dropped on it? It was like inverted, kind of like knee bar. Fantastic. It's like, what else? I mean, and also Ishii's just like boom, 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 boom. Those like barrage and then the throat chops. It was just raw. And Zack Sabre came out with the victory with a kind of not a Fujiwara armbar, but a version of an armbar. He can lock a submission out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. I've found a new respect for Zack Sabre in this past year, this 2018. I mean, like I know he's a heel and he doesn't like to be cheered, but he is a very talented individual. And like his chain wrestling, his bar none, his European style blends well with the Japanese wrestlers, and anyone. I think he can have a good match for almost anybody. A good match or great match. I don't think crappy matches in Zack Sabre's wrestling vocabulary. Okay, he's part of Suzuki Gon. So I mean, if you're teaming with Suzuki Minoru, you're pretty legit. In my opinion.
Zack,
you're spot on.
Zack Sabre, like every time he puts a submission hold on anybody, you feel it. You absolutely. What
does Taka Michinoku say? Just what?
Just tap.
Just tap. Ow.
And he doesn't. He still looks like he's 12.
DJ Taka.
Yeah. So So Zack Sabre's match with Ishii was just amazing, simply amazing. Ishii's been in another match.
Oh.
So far, he's probably had the best 2 weeks ever so far now, because not only was he in a match with Zack Sabre Jr.,
but his match with Golden Star, Kota Ibushi, and this match was legitimately I think my testosterone levels again have just skyrocketed through the roof watching this match. I mean, legitimately, I think I've got more. My beard's gonna be filling in more after this match. It is absolutely. I just loved these guys were hard hitting. These guys probably were back there and said, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna F each other up. But we're gonna make a statement. It was basically making a statement, and Kota Ibushi's springboard moonsault to the outside. I like how Ibushi also played into, not also in a negative way, but he was wanting Ishii, which is almost a negative thing to get mad. He was brushing his head and kicking him, and you don't do that to Ishii. You don't hey, you know what I mean? You don't do that. You don't want him to get frustrated, and he brought it. He got tore up. A lot of the barrage, like I said, the throat chops, the what are some other techniques? What just stands out? This match was all over the place. Oh my gosh. The outside, going to the outside, and then going up on the
rampway.
No, not the rampway. It was into the crowd and
the
aisleway, off the aisleway, and standing up on some structure and doing a moonsault out into the freaking crowd. It's a maniac, but I love it. He's a maniac, but it's just why hasn't Ibushi been world champion yet? Somebody in the comments or somewhere
That's my pick to win the G1.
Really? Why hasn't he won a world title? Tell me that. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, talk. You know what I mean? That frustrates me. This guy can put on such a classic, a consistent player in the game, and so I mean, I'm sure didn't he leave briefly?
He did, but also you want to talk about hot streaks. Okada's been on a hot streak.
Oh, before we get to Okada, who won that match between Kota Ibushi and Ishii?
I mean,
Kota
won.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Who is basically the highest up on points right now? Who needs to turn it up, and who needs to just or who's sitting pretty? Basically.
Well, who's sitting pretty? We all know Kenny Omega's sitting pretty.
The best bout machine.
Kenny Omega is unbeaten so far in the G1, but sneaking behind him, your boy is right there.
Right
and then also Mark. He probably called Okada in there.
One speed.
Yeah. And now Okada's actually won 3 straight.
the thing is, I want to ask Mark here, the people. Okada's coming out, he dyed his hair red. He seems goofy. I mean, he seems like he maybe a little bit of screws been unhinged. He's coming out with balloons and smacking people. I mean, did Kenny Omega just turn him into one of the greats, into a guy that just all of a sudden wants to be booked for children's parties?
Whoa.
Well, first off, let's clear the table right here.
Okay.
When you've taken a couple of shots to the head, I'm being very nice.
Okay.
Those V triggers.
Because that's my man.
Okay.
So
Get that theme song playing.
He took a couple of V triggers to the head.
That last one.
Kind of.
I think that's what rocks his world,
I'm
people.
so sorry, Okada. I still want to keep my hoodie, my jackets, and everything else. But, also my money and my yen. I'm the guy actually catching all that stuff whenever at the bottom of the screen. You're taking those hits repeatedly. I mean, perfect example. I know we don't want to bring up the E people, but I mean, look at Jeff Hardy. How crazy and loose he is. No offense to you, Jeff Hardy, and Matt Hardy too, because you're broken. But let's just, I mean, if you take enough hits to the head, you're going to be doing all types of things too.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been trying to reach out to him and everything. He's been kind of loony, folks. And I mean, it's all from all those V triggers to the head.
Yeah.
But we all know you're going to bounce back and you're going to have another 2-year reign. Your IWGP champion.
You hear this? You hear this?
He really wants him to. He really likes Okada. I just want you to. I'm sure if you guys don't know by now, Mark has an affinity for him, and he told him to dye his hair with Kool-Aid packets.
No, actually, I didn't. That's the same
color right there. That's the same color. That's the same color there. That right there.
Well, I mean, I kind of have a bias.
We all do. So, what is also standing out right now about the G1? Why is Switchblade? Why are they turning him into a kind of I know he wants to be hated, but the cheap heat of saying like, I don't care what everyone's watching says.
Not just that, but flicking off people.
I don't care.
Throw more heat.
Okay. So you're gonna pull a Chris Jericho when it comes to drawing heat and just being completely random. Oh well, grow up.
Early 2000s Jericho.
Not just early 2000s. That's kind of like a now.
Sure, now. I guess he's just trying to pull off on some of the newer like Jericho stuff. I've seen him only really lately in the his two programs with NJPW.
But Jericho does it. I mean, Jericho does it better. I'm sorry, than Switch.
No, he is. Well,
it doesn't look like child's play.
Jericho does it like butter. I mean, he's just like
smooth.
You know what I mean? It's smooth, man. Jericho is smooth. I mean, he may not be able to go in the ring like he does. I mean, he's able to modify the story in the ring by having some more like external stuff happening, like more outside.
Well, I think that also comes with age.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, even in earlier, behind the scenes stuff, we were kind of talking with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And a lot of Shawn Michaels type matches towards the end of his career, you start to have a lot of street fights, last man standings, because when you get to that age, it kind of becomes kind of hard to.
And you can catch part of those discussions on the BDE Instagram. We have some of Shawn Michaels
called in. That was very exciting.
The best day ever net on Instagram. So check those out. You can check out that conversation with Shawn Michaels there. It's really
you're gonna put it on the Killzone Klutch Instagram later.
Absolutely, right? And it will be on the Killzone Klutch Instagram later. Follow us at the Klutch. But moving on, ultimately, what do you think of the Switchblade now? Do you think he's as deadly as he was, or is he just trying to be that swarmy? I'm gonna win. I don't want to put on a great match. I don't care.
I think he's still trying to find himself.
Yeah, right.
I think right now he just has a lot of people just pissed off.
Which works. It works. But you need a character. You need a character.
He got the heat mainly from what he did with Jim Ross, which is a sympathetic figure within itself from all the stuff.
You heard Jim Ross, you're gonna be like,
you pretty much got every wrestling. You got every wrestling fan triggered and just shaking like, you heard Jim Ross. How can you do that?
Right.
So I mean, that's the type of heat I guess you want, but at the same time, I wish you would have got more natural heat or something during our actual wrestling match. Well, I mean, which it was, but that's a little bit different when you're attacking an announcer,
right?
On not really on purpose.
But that heat though was incredible that he did in that.
Which I mean, it got every American in that arena pretty much pissed off.
So he's lost. So I think he's lost like 2-3 matches now.
Yeah, two.
So, but like he lost against Suzuki,
which was amazing.
He needed to lose.
He just needed to get like that strong forearm shot. And I have your T-shirt, Switchblade. So I do.
People say I
have your T-shirt. I do. I really care, but I really wanted to see you get tore up. So you're doing your job well. So, but that forearm that he took and he just crumpled over, and then that gotch pile driver, he just needed. That was it.
He died. He died there. So.
Yeah. So that was Switchblade is he's lost 2, which he's still in it.
He's still in it.
Moving on, someone else in there is Tama Tonga, which
bad boy.
The bad boy. Which they don't care. He doesn't care about points. So the G1 is kind of a loose. I wouldn't say elusive. It's kind of what's the word I'm looking? Yeah, exactly. What about the Roman Reigns thing?
The Roman Reigns shot. That was
not Roman Reigns. But aren't they all in the same family?
I think they are in the same family.
So I mean, maybe it's just family.
Maybe it's just for
political.
Publicity.
But it's great. I enjoy it. I do enjoy it because Roman Reigns can't. Tama Tonga has more talent in his painting than Roman Reigns does.
You want Roman Reigns to come after you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
He's pretty strong.
Is he?
Yeah.
And he says he's much better than everyone else in the world. He's doing this all for the money.
He's saying that, right. I think, I'm not, am I quoted, I'm going to find the quote. Maybe he said, did he say that WWE is the standard? I'm sure a lot of people contracted with me say that they're the standard, but when you're making that much money, you say whatever
you want to say.
No, you say whatever you're told.
That's true.
You know what I mean? When you're making that type of money, you say whatever you're told. I would say it. You know what I mean? So, what you were saying, Mark?
Well, I mean, even Austin Aries on a recent episode of Impact kind of went on a little bit of a rant and dropped a pipe bomb on an episode of Impact, simply stating that when you do go out to the ring in that one company, you're 9 times out of 10 you're probably handed a script, told where to stand, how to position yourself, what to say, what not to say. And instead of just being yourself, because I mean, let's be for real and honest. Back in the day, what got most wrestlers over? Anyone?
Well,
we can go back to that. Let's see, maybe 1996 King of the Ring from
Stone Cold Steve Austin,
or we can go back before that and his ECW rant, Stone Cold, that he wasn't Stone Cold then, but a Stunning Steve or whatever, Steve Austin, some sort, some incarnation then, and then he's putting on gold. There's too many restrictions, is what.
It's pretty much what Austin Aries is trying to simply state is there's too many restrictions within that company that does not allow talent to get to that next level. Now, you could say that that's where all the big bucks are, and more people are watching it and everything else. But I mean, at the end of the day, do you want somebody to be remembered for their career of scripted promos? Or for nailing it with a pipe bomb and being realistic.
CM Punk.
Because I mean, most of the most recent talent that I can probably think of is CM Punk, or Austin Aries, or Sami Callihan. Yes, I'm going mainly Impact, but when I look at those people,
Impact is coming up, isn't it? One of the high. What is it?
Well, we'll get to Impact, but since we're on that subject of wrestlers making themselves out there and stuff. You kind of have to take the cuffs off.
Right.
A little bit.
Water, ticket,
a little bit or a lot of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't have someone just. You have to find something that let them be themselves in a way, trying to find it, morph them to their personality. You can't just have them. It's like, this is exactly what you're going to say. It couldn't come off as natural to some of these individuals. What can come off natural to say a Bray Wyatt wouldn't come off natural to say another, The Undertaker or whatever, or AJ Styles, or I don't know, maybe a dark figure of some sort.
And you know what? Some people, and I know AJ Styles has said on record that sometimes these scripted promos and actions do work for him, because he did say when he was under TNA, now Impact Wrestling, that he kind of had a hard time kind of finding himself when it came to promos, when it came to working within TNA, but when he was handed a script within the WWE confines, he kind of found himself and kind of knew where to go. So it does work for some people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I
Absolutely.
agree. And then also with continuing on with like AJ Styles, I mean, gosh. Well, we'll get to this actually, the SummerSlam stuff later. Let's get there later. We'll just calm down. Tranquilo, as Naito says, and we're gonna go back to finishing up our G1 Climax talk here. So finishing up with the Switchblade, what stands out? What else stands out to you, Sassafras? That else in the G1?
What else? Not only is Kenny Omega still undefeated, what's going to happen if he wins it?
Well, in the G1, if the champion wins, which hasn't happened since Masahiro Chono was champion and actually won it, you get to choose your opponent for Wrestle Kingdom. And so, if the best built machine wins the G1, he will probably choose his golden lover, Kota Ibushi. Take it how you want it. But I think that would be an amazing, fantastic main event. I think I would be crying. I think I'd be on the floor in a ball. I think it would be so beautiful. It's a work of art.
Your testosterone will be going.
Yeah. Exactly. The testosterone still would be, it'd be like just flowing. I'm gonna go deadlift a lot of weight after that match or something like that. You know, like I said, bestdayever.net. Look it up. Anyways, moving. So right now in the G1, the two best matches right now. Ishii's involved in both of them. Look him up. Zack Sabre Jr., Technical Genius, and Kota Ibushi, the Golden Lover. Just you want to find something. People are like, I don't know what to watch. I didn't WWE. If you want to convert, watch those two matches.
Yes.
Watch it. You know what I mean? It's not just. There's not just one option out there. You know what I mean? You don't just put it on the E on a Tuesday on a Monday, okay, and then just I just have Raw and it's what I do. Change the mainframe a little bit. Think out of the box, all right? It's just like there's more out there, and this stuff matters.
The best way to probably introduce someone to New Japan Pro Wrestling is through Access TV, which is available on multi-year cable provider services and also on PlayStation View and other. Mark Cuban, thank you very much for bringing New Japan here to the United States, also with the president of New Japan. But there, you can still watch the WWE because I'm pretty sure that's everyone's first love. That's pretty much how everyone was probably introduced to wrestling in some form or fashion. With Dominic the Clown, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock.
My God.
Badass Billy Gunn, and the list goes on. But step outside the box because this is 2018. There's so much other wrestling out there. There's so many other ways to find your wrestling. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more adult oriented, a little bit more hard hitting, New Japan,
beautiful,
Ring of Honor,
beautiful,
Impact Wrestling, MLW, Lucha Underground. Those are all your answers.
Right.
If you're tired of the WWE, but WWE will still have a place in everyone's heart.
Oh yeah, there's no mistaking it. We all grew up on WWE.
We all grew up on the E, but the fact of the matter is that we don't have to sit here and just take whatever they're going to give us. Show them out and just continue to watch and to give them something.
No, but that's a story for a different day.
It is. Exactly. We're not. I can get, like I said.
Let's try to bring right back around to the G1.
Okay.
Kind of
let's wrap up the G1.
G1 finals is August 14th.
Well, the next one is it's not tomorrow.
Wednesday?
Is it? No, it's either. No, I think it's tomorrow. I think the next one's tomorrow.
Okay.
So
but it's getting close to the finals.
Yeah, so it's getting close to the finals. Each respectful block, block A or block B. So the finals are getting close. So you guys start tuning in. Okay, and check it out.
By the time probably when you watch this, you will probably another night's already passed.
Exactly.
So that's just a heads up. We're taped.
It's being taped. Okay. So if you're watching this, hopefully you enjoy it like this week of the G1, and it's going to be pretty BA. So watch it. So moving on.
So we mentioned AJ Styles.
Exactly.
AJ Styles has his SummerSlam opponent has just been announced, and a lot of people.
We also talked to Samoa Joe, so you can check that out on Best Ever Done on Instagram.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of AJ Styles. Call in.
He called in too. I geeked out. So
yeah, check that out.
AJ Styles' opponent for SummerSlam has been announced, and he is facing Samoa Joe. A lot of people are all like giddy because there's two TNA World Champions going at it for a WWE Championship. So
which has never happened
before. So I already am pretty excited, and this right here can be the absolute show stealer.
Easily.
Easily.
Now, of course, it's going to be AJ and Samoa Joe, not as the spring chickens that the matches we saw with Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe in Impact Wrestling. They were going for
3-way.
Oh, man. It's incredible.
Look those up.
For those exhibition matches.
Look those up.
I mean, if you've never seen AJ and Samoa Joe ever go at it, check out those matches in Impact Wrestling.
Also,
I strongly recommend it.
And one of my opinions, like I said, I don't want to get off, but there's one more plug of one of the best matches I've ever seen. It was Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles in their Iron Man, Iron Man match.
And they're best of friends. They're best of friends.
It's one of those things where you're like, okay, this is what it's about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. You're like watching it and you're just like, this is beautiful. You know, people collect pieces of art, right? Like this, like they hang it up and they're like, oh, I just collect that. It's like watching art.
Yeah.
It's poetry in motion, no pun intended.
The ring is their canvas and they are the artists and they're going to do some amazing painting when it comes to SummerSlam.
Yes.
So I hope that you all, I understand it's going to be within a different confines than it was in Impact Wrestling, but please just sit back and enjoy the ride and just see what's going to happen.
It should be the main event.
It should be the main event.
What's the main event?
Well, here we go.
I was trying my best not to talk about what the main event was.
So also a match that got announced for SummerSlam is the WWE Universal title match. It is prestigious, yes.
Still your girl.
Yeah. So now
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar is defending against Roman Reigns again.
How many times?
This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. It should have been Bobby Lashley.
So this is, if I'm saying correct, this is year 5, if I'm correct, of trying to get Roman Reigns as the guy in WWE.
Yeah. And I want to do a video about that. Roman Reigns being the guy, and if it's his fault, is it not? And I believe that for WWE standards, it's truly not his fault.
Oh, it's nowhere near his fault. If anything, and this is going to sound really messed up because I know a lot of people who are in the comment sections are going to ready to just flare up at me,
but
I am the mark. So as being a mark, I'm just going to call out all marks. The reason why Roman Reigns is the way he is actually you and us. I'm just laying it how it is. It is. It is our fault for why Roman Reigns is the way he is, because we were suspecting for Daniel Bryan to win that Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Mic dropped right there.
Yeah.
But that's exactly the reason why.
So you're saying so Mark, if I'm getting this right, it's for people that watch the WWE. So people that
not just WWE, but pro wrestling fans as a whole. That was the Royal Rumble in which Daniel Bryan returned, and unceremoniously was just
okay. So exactly. This is like I said. That's relatively foreign. So the people that still watch, you're saying the people that still watch. You're saying that the people. Or it's their fault that Roman Reigns is at the status where he is people that continuously tune in.
I think I'm not going to say it's the people who still tune in's fault, because even if you just come over to your friend's house or whatever and
watch 5 times a year
and watch a pay-per-view, you are still contributing to the E-machine regardless of that factor.
Right.
And when I'm not saying you have to eat what you're fed, but that was also the same year in which CM Punk also had the famous podcast. That was also the same year in which Daniel Bryan made his return. And I think a lot of those elements were just coming all together, which turned a lot of marks into just full blood on anger, saying that this deserved to be another Daniel Bryan year, even though he was coming back from injury.
So what if, like, you know, say like the pizza guy comes over and you're watching the Super Bowl, and like the pizza guy comes over and you're like, oh hey, let me go get like change, and so you're trying to pay the pizza guy. And so the pizza guy says, oh, just come in. And he kind of leans over for a second, kind of glances at the TV. Is he contributing to watching the Super Bowl if he just comes in, just kind of like...
Yeah, because he's going to... Because if he walks in there and he sees it, he wants to know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
No, what if he doesn't really care?
If he doesn't care?
Let's put it in this context, and, you know, we're going to...
What if someone's like...
We're going to break we'll break the fourth wall right here.
Okay.
You all sitting here listening to the Killzone Klutch, you are also helping contribute to both WWE, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and the list goes on. Because you care. Including New Japan Pro Wrestling, because you care. You want to know what's going on. You want to know who's going to win the G1. You want to know what's going to happen with Impact. Are they going to make a turnaround? They're not going to make a turnaround. Is AJ Styles and Samoa Joe going to tear down the house at SummerSlam? Is the women's Evolution
oh yeah, we had
pay-per-view going to be amazing, yet everyone keeps on touting it as the very first women's pay-per-view, and we all know that Impact and Rise and many other wrestling companies out there have already done it.
Right.
Yeah, but
it doesn't
matter, right? Because
you're still contributing to those things when you watch the YouTube videos, when you respond to a statement on social media. You are still contributing to those. Well, I mean, you're still in some way, form, or fashion. You're still contributing to that machine factor.
Right. So also building, so Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar for SummerSlam for the Universal title. But also, you forget he has a ace in the hole because you forget. So either way,
get those hands.
Yeah. Either way. Roman Reigns is probably going to beat Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar is probably going to go to UFC.
It's a gimme.
So he knows
one more match.
Yeah. So he knows fans are being sick of Roman Reigns. They already know.
But do they care?
But they can.
Well, they're probably what's going to happen is, and this is my prediction, they're probably going. Roman Reigns is probably going to win the match, and then you're going to hear the loud roar, which is Braun Strowman cashing in.
Yeah,
and then Braun will probably win the Universal Championship.
Just to send fans home. Just to send fans home happy. Yes. Also
then giving Roman Reigns an excuse.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
You always got to give the babyface an excuse.
So
not always.
Yeah, but
we didn't grow up watching excuses all the time.
Stone Cold did have an excuse. Coming from the mark, he did have an excuse 9 times out of 10. Vince McMahon screwed him.
Yeah. Okay. So also building to SummerSlam, we have the Raw Women's Title match. We have Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss.
Oh dear, she gonna die.
So,
I mean, the thing is like this. So we talk about these, and like I said, I analyze this stuff. I know, kind of like majority 9 times out of 10, the kind of like eat formula nowadays. I knew. So here's a little preview. I just, when you watch it so long, you just kind of know. So okay, so you have this, what's her name, Carmella, when she was fighting Asuka or something like that, and then she was like this deadly woman that destroyed everything. And I asked them, I'm like, come over there. I'm like, has she faced Asuka yet? And they're like, no. I'm like, she's gonna retain.
Yeah.
And I was just like, they're like, why? It's just like it always happens like this. When there's it's a formula.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like it's going to be hooked by a crook, and she's not gonna get it done because it's so. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Ronda Rousey is probably gonna get it done. I mean, because she is a trained killing machine versus just a cheerleader, a tough cheerleader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not even funny. So it's probably going to be some schmaz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? She's going to probably run around the ring. WWE loves the chicken heel stuff. They love the chicken heel formula. I don't know why. Can you tell me why? Can someone tell me why they love the chicken heel formula? I can't stand it. What about Suzuki Minoru with knock someone's freaking head off? You know what I mean? Okay, so excuse me, let me get off.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
Yeah,
Get back on that.
Mark, your thoughts on Ronda versus Alexa?
You just need to bring a casket
Okay, see.
and a scraper.
She's not gonna lose. I just think she's not.
I'm going with Ronda Rousey on this one.
If there is no, if this is the first time, she might retain. There might be some if they're not gonna do
Maybe
it,
Nia Jax or
there's gonna be some schma.
Natalia Neihard.
Something.
Yeah.
Who else? Mickey James.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something that's going to probably get over her.
I think Ronda, and this is, I don't know when the women's All-In event.
October 28th.
I wouldn't be.
September 1st is All In.
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be shocked.
It's true All In.
I wouldn't be shocked if Ronda probably wins the belt at the All-In event for WWE.
Right. So by hook and crook, I think Alexa may retain it just by hook and crook. Also, what Mr. Love here brought up, Carmella.
Oh dear.
Carmella is actually defending her SmackDown Women's title against Becky Lynch. So honestly, I know that they have their women's first ever all women's pay-per-view coming up. And so, knowing they will have to switch up the champions.
The belts are the women's championship belts at some point or another before the Evolution pay-per-view, which sounds weird as an subsidiary called Evolution in WWE, will probably change hands either at SummerSlam or on one of their weekly shows.
Yeah, so my prediction for that match between Becky Lynch and Carmella, I'm going with Becky to win.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You said you heard it here first.
Well, that's the thing is that's true. I feel like now we're talking about, and the E doesn't do things. I don't feel like for the betterment of kind of like the wrestling community, they do things like what's gonna get an instant view, what's gonna get people talking, even though we're gonna just do something. The people have my crew of the Killzone Klutch has told me that Becky Lynch really doesn't. They don't really put a lot into her. So
she loses.
So if she gets a win, what are people going to talk about? What are the WWE fans going to talk about?
Well, if you want to pop a rating, would you just do it on a SmackDown?
It's true.
You never know.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but they're desperate nowadays. How many people are they taking from All In?
Yeah.
From September 1st. September 1st.
We can discuss that. Let's go more down to SummerSlam.
Okay, what else, Sass?
But so far, that is the bill as of now.
Okay.
Was those 4 matches? Oh wait, no, sorry. Excuse me. I missed one. I missed one. So it's either going to be, rumor has it, it's going to be Intercontinental title match. Also, I heard that it's probably going to be a multi-men match. So Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler will be at SummerSlam.
So that means more than likely
Finn Balor or Drew McIntyre are probably going to be in the match somehow.
I want to still see the most must-see WWE champion of all time.
Yeah, that's going to be in there. I'm telling you right now, Miz and Bryan will
be somewhere on the card. I'm pretty sure it'll be the beginning chapter in their story.
Yeah, which they've been building this match for about Bryan's retirement for about 3 years now. So this is a great payoff. Also, they have many ways to continue this feud. So it could be one of the hottest feuds in a while. So stay tuned. You never know. So we actually touched on this quite a few times. WWE has actually mentioned a All In.
Their first ever women's only pay-per-view.
Yes.
Which I kind of find ironic because they did their first ever men's pay-per-views. I kind of feel like this is kind of
it is.
So why are they calling this a pay-per-view All In?
Well, it's not called All In. It's actually called Evolution.
That's the name. But they want you to be all in.
But the tagline is
all in.
All in.
Yeah. So he's triggered.
And I know how Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and Rose feel about All In. They kind of think it's kind of silly.
But
not just
but the basis of this pay-per-view is the women's going to get their chance to shine. Thank you, AJ Lee. I said it. So
not just thank you, AJ Lee, but also thank you, Paige. Thank you, Rita,
everyone.
Thank you, Trish.
Yes.
Not the Bella Twins.
Mickey James.
Mickey James too. Mickey James. Yes. So also with the whole women's Evolution pay-per-view, they're going to have they're bringing in the women's UK championship, women's NXT Championship. Finals of the Mae Young Classic will be taken care of there, and then they're going to be throwing in
also the main Raw and
SmackDown
Women's Championships.
Yeah, and rumors have it they're going to bring in Women's Tag Team Championships too.
Ooh,
yeah,
they're bringing it back for that.
All of this is coming up after some of the lowest ratings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird.
You know what I mean? It's weird. You know what? I mean, I just.
But also,
just take it off of me, or that's
yeah. So also, but it's also really interesting that I actually thought about this too. October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so it's kind of
perfect advertising.
Yeah, it's perfect how they flow in there.
Kind of sets it up.
So the next previous episodes of the Killzone, we're gonna bring more matches in. They're gonna be announcing some matches pretty soon. Mm-hmm. So that's what we have for WWE going on right now.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Slammaversey.
Yeah.
What the heck happened there? I mean,
let's just clear the table. Let's get ready.
I mean, gosh, TNA.
It's not TNA.
Or Impact. Coming back with something strong and something
really strong
performance, and we've got. One of my favorites, you had Eli Drake, you had Pentagon, you had Moose, you had Austin Aries,
LAX,
Homicide,
Eddie Edwards, Tommy, the Dreamin' for a Win. It was Tommy Dreamer.
That was crazy. That was a crazy match.
A lot of blading in that Tommy Dreamer match with versus Eddie Edwards.
Hold that thought. I don't know if anyone saw this, but the original ECW title belt made a cameo appearance.
Yes,
in there.
It did.
So just throwing that out there. So that's kind of funny.
I'm really digging the new kind of, or it's not new, but Eddie Edwards' personality. You know what I mean? He just needed a revamping, and this whole kind of like desperate kind of psyche, broken individual. No pun intended. Okay, no broken.
You said it.
Exactly. Just kind of shattered personality. We'll just say that. Eddie Edwards, I'm digging it. I really an injection of something new for him, and him coming out with this match, taking some bumps Dreamer driver from the second rope.
Yeah, he took
through the table or through the chairs. I mean, that was Spicoli driver, whatever it's called. That was sick.
That was bad.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm sure the fans were a bit peeved that Eddie Edwards got the win though after the Boston Knee Party. With the chair.
I think personally that he needed that win because the Eddie Edwards character is still evolving.
Yeah.
And because of Sami Callihan, he has technically broken Eddie Edwards. We see a very insane, crazy, very violent driven.
Yes. And it's weird coming from him. You take a baseball bat to the face, and all of a sudden everything changed.
And destroy his eyes. Everything changed. The man was wanting to come after people's wives, kids.
Yeah, that was bad.
It's great. Pretty much, he's a totally different person than what we saw when he was in the Wolves.
Yeah,
extremely violent match. And
speaking of violent matches,
that violent match. Pentagon Jr.
Yeah, you want to talk about
Sami Callihan
violent matches? It was hair versus mask match, and
I feel like I was watching a CCW. I'm just going to say what I think it was.
Brutal.
A CCW event.
Brutal. Very brutal.
Spikes. What else? We had spikes.
Pile driver through like 4 chairs.
Package pile driver.
Oh, man. Kevin Steen's probably just saying just clapping his hands. Steen. Sorry. But that was...
They beat the living tar out of each other in that match, and hats off to them because I think that actually was the match of the night.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a clinic like you would see sometimes on their pay-per-views or weekly shows, but in terms of story, that was really graphic, that was really passionate. It was just off the charts.
I'm not really a big fan of Sami Callihan, but after that match... Holy crap!
Yeah, exactly, and I hate Sami Callihan. Not in a I'm supposed to.
He gives you a reason to hate
this dude. Look at his face. Look at his face. I mean, seriously. I really. What?
On the episode after Slammaversey, he was in the bathroom of OVE, and he was asking, does he look pretty? The man had simply snapped. And a person entered the bathroom, and they just centered and focused him out, and Callahan actually started to pee on the guy in the bathroom. He started to harass him, and then they beat him to the ground and shaved him bald.
Mm.
You want to talk about intense? That was pretty intense. And
a little bit of like, so what is that? Straight Edge Society with shaving the heads.
Yeah.
I mean, a little different. I mean, of course, like CM Punk had the whole holier now kind of Christ like gimmick, thing.
Awesome.
Get like he was.
That was awesome.
Yeah, he's like just,
Awesome.
I really did. But yeah, Sami Callihan, his storylines as of late has been very personal. He must have a lot of freedom and impact, which I'm really digging. Kind of like a lot of his feuds as of late. There's high amounts of hatred and really kill you type deal, and like I said, a lot of guys dig that stuff into the demographic, and a lot of guys watch wrestling.
And here's the funny part about Impact Wrestling, and I think a lot of people might be shocked by this. It's PG.
Yeah.
And they're doing a lot of stuff that
see how you can toe the limits. That's letting you know
PG. What you can do in a PG pro wrestling program. When you're able to pee on a guy, stab a guy repeatedly in the head with a nail, spike, or whatever you want to call it. If you can package pile drive, go after someone's wife, and go into hospital and threatening to beat someone's kids and everybody up. I mean, that's letting you know that there's a lot that you can do with a PG rating.
Yeah, but piggybacking off you what you just said, E doesn't do that until WrestleMania, like build to WrestleMania. That's when they start getting edgier. But Impact Wrestling, they just like, you know what? Watch this.
Year-round.
Year-round
type deal that they do. It's not just like seasonal, and that's what you got to respect. It's not, you don't have to say, when to turn something up. It's like keep it at a. You gotta
have a slow burn. You gotta have
a slow burn. You can't give everyone what they want at once. But the fact of the matter is, you have to have also something that you can cycle through. A lot of the guys, you can't just collect pieces of property around the independent circuit or things or just companies outside of there and just have them in just doing nothing just to have them off the market. But I'm not going to go into that. But the thing, I think
it's also a perfect. Almost fell out of my chair right there. That's also a perfect segue into the main event of Slammaversey, which was Moose versus Austin Aries, and Austin Aries versus Moose. It was a great storytelling match because Austin Aries, who is the belt collector, he's been going around from promotion to promotion collecting belts.
Doing a really good job, though.
Doing a really good job, and let's face it, he's put Impact kind of back on the map, along with Sami Callihan, along with LAX, along with a couple other wrestlers there at play. But their match told a story, which was a guy that came from nothing and didn't have a great football career. And these two, one guy that was a professional wrestler, loved it his whole life, and one guy was a football player, clashing, coming together, told a great story. And I was kind of sad because I thought Moose was going to walk away with the Impact Championship. But he didn't. And that lets me know that there's another chapter to the Moose and Austin Aries story. It could be a Bound for Glory, it could be later on down the road, but that makes you want to tune in. And I have to give hats off to Don Callis and Scott D'Amore, who have been behind Impact since January of 2018.
There was a spot in that match between Moose and Aries where Moose just picks up Aries and just tosses him
into the crowd.
In the crowd,
it's like yeet.
He just threw him.
Just
that
threw
was
him like a dart.
Yeah,
it's almost like the Rey Mysterio Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Oh.
He just tossed him in the crowd. It was a great spot. A great spot.
You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on
anywhere.
Instagram. You can find it anywhere.
Yeah, so that was a pretty awesome. That was awesome. But it was also awesome. Awesome. That match was the contrast of styles between.
I think Moose actually did a pretty good job of adapting. I was really shocked. You see kind of this over time. That's the thing, is that you're surprised. Like these certain wrestlers, when I say performers, these certain wrestlers that you see a certain level of, I wouldn't say adaptability over time, and they just kind of, they're here. They just kind of like this. But then when they're called, when they're relied on.
Asked to step up.
When the lights are on and asked to step up, Moose stepped up. He did. And Austin Aries, he's a Steve Austin Aries.
Greatest man's ever lived. That tagline says
he's the standard. He's
He's that worker.
He's that worker. Okay, you can rely on. But I'm surprised. Like Moose, I'm like. I'm trying really, really hard, and he didn't disappoint. Like I said, I'm digging Moose. I'm on Moose's train here. Yeah, but don't coast. Don't be a Dean.
So here's the question.
Oh boy, I like Dean.
We like Dean. Where do you guys see Impact Wrestling following Slammaversey? Because Chris Jericho gave it lots of praise. Wade Keller gave it praise, which is really shocking. The list goes on. Bully Ray, tons of talent have been giving Impact praise following that pay-per-view.
Right.
Well, if the WWE doesn't try and go after more of their talent, when CPM people go after getting to a certain level, certain companies, and start to get more buzz, and that's when they just come in to kind of push that fire out a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Nope. You know what I mean? That's what they do. So that's the thing is that, ROH, what happened after Jay Lethal's illustrious reign, how amazing ROH was for so long, and then it was certainly attacked. Like you said, there's a certain thing that happens in WWE when you get to a certain level as a company. They come in. It's almost like they're firefighters. They're almost like they're firefighters. They quell it down. It's just like, no. Oh, okay, we're gonna do a little of that, take a little bit of that, maybe do. It's like, well, you can't work here. You can't work in this certain area. It's like they try to make it difficult for red tape for certain things. It's like that's the thing is that once Impact gets to, I feel like there's an unfortunate ceiling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of of the E. That's the thing is that. I don't stand for. I want to get off the topic for a second because I'm going to say this passion. I don't stand for just sitting up and just watching something just to watch it. I want to watch it because I believe in it. I believe that the championship matters. I want to believe that I want to be in kayfabe. Okay, I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it doesn't remind me of that. And like I said, everyone wants to forget about what happened in the whole freaking 10 plus years of John Cena, okay? I mean, I'm not going to ever forget that. I'm just going to move on to bigger and better things, okay? But I am just going to just calm down.
Hold that thought. But going from what you said about where Impact's going to go.
Yes.
I think that how many times has Impact Wrestling been praised and then they just went
Exactly.
Well, I think a lot of that also had to do with who was leading it at the time. Because, you had the
Dixie Carter.
Leading
a lot. That's what I'm saying.
You had the Jeff Jarrett's. You had a lot of people, their main focus wasn't so much Impact Wrestling or at the time period TNA. It was mainly, how can we knock WWE off their bridges?
Yeah, and also they also had a nice little shade at WWE about bringing out their card of Slammaversey, which was pretty interesting and pretty cool. But anyway, I think they have a good chance to shoot up
more. Yeah, shoot up to a certain level.
Yeah, but I'm not expecting them to shoot up.
I want them to shoot. They should shoot up. The match that the performance that they put on should be shown and given to the pro wrestling community, and not just go watching typically the same cookie cutter stuff. We want, there should be variety. There should be more. I'm not just going to sit here and just watch the same stuff. Like I was saying, we're watching what you should watch. Right. Oh, watching Friday, watching Monday, watching garbage. You know what I mean? I'm not going to just sit there and watch it. There needs to be more stuff, more companies stepping up. And I hope that they can maintain it. And you know what I mean? Go higher. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. And go, it's just frustrates me when people just shut up and just watch the GDE. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, good God. You know what I mean? It's
I think Impact Wrestling
watch other stuff.
I think Impact Wrestling is in a very good place. It's in a very good place right now. They have 2 captains of their ship that have a goal, and that goal is centered on Impact. It's not focused on we need to be better than Ring of Honor, we need to be better than New Japan Pro Wrestling, but instead Don Callis has said on record that he says, you know what, maybe we could be just like New Japan.
Man.
I'd rather hear that than instead of how can we knock such and such company.
Exactly. There was a time with Dixie Carter, when she was in control, that she was trying to. I saw TNA kind of try to mimic a little bit.
You might as well say they tried to be a WWE.
They did. They tried to mimic WWE. Well, it's like, why am I going to watch the WWE ripoff when I can watch the WWE? Exactly. That was their mistake. You know what I mean?
And especially it was a low budget version of it.
It was.
It's what I mean. This is where we haven't really talked about Ring of Honor, so I'm gonna do a little slide piece here. There's one area where I can totally respect Ring of Honor, and that is they focus on themselves and they did not try to focus on what WWE was doing over there.
Right. WWE was just coming in and taking the time.
Yeah, like they might have taken.
Jason's reign is amazing. It's the best thing anyone's seen since probably Batista and the E, it was really in depth. It was, bro. Jay Lethal's reign was like one of the best title reigns in my history of watching wrestling. One of the best world title reigns ever.
Right.
I mean,
right, top 5.
Ring of Honor might have been taking swipes. They might have been taking swipes at WWE here and there, but their primary focus was to try to deliver you the best in-ring product that they could, and that was Ring of Honor Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
And I feel like with Don Callis and Scott D'Amore currently at the helms of Impact, you're going to see a lot more focus on trying to build that brand, because that brand has been tarnished over the years due to the mishandling when it came to management from the Jeff Jarrett episode, where it came to pretty much trying to rebrand it as GFW. Yeah. We saw how that failed miserably when they tried to bring in Alberto Del Rio, and we saw pretty much how that went.
What he did.
And what he did, and it backfired in their faces.
Big time.
So I
was like, oh, I can't go to work, XYZ, and then he's like caught on camera,
he was caught on camera, drunk, and everything else at a show. Yeah. So I think what Scott D'Amore and Don Callis, what their main focus was let's bring back a little bit what the old school fans like, which was the Austin Aries and the LAX and the OG version of LAX, and let's try to build that same feel-good moment that you felt when you were watching the weekly pay-per-views, and then when you start to watch it on Fox Sports, and then of course Spike TV. They want to bring back that feel that you once had when you tuned into the Saturday Night Impact. I'm going old school. Saturday Night Impact. On Saturday Night Impact. When it came on Spike TV on Slamming Saturday Nights on Spike TV. They want to bring back that old school feel before they moved over to the Thursdays and the Wednesdays. And then of course when they went head-to-head with Monday Night Raw 8 years ago, which was a terrible mistake.
Awful.
And that's when, pretty much what I said earlier, their focus was no longer on their brand and building it. It was focused on how can we take down WWE, and that's not the main goal. Because let's just face it, folks, and I know a lot of people in the comment section may not like this.
Say it, Mark.
WWE is always going to be here in some form or fashion. Yeah. And we just have to learn to accept it, and that is it. But overall, I do think Impact is in a good place, and I can't wait to see the road to
Hopefully they don't take another nose.
And I don't think they're going to because of who's at the helm, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with the Mark. I mean, I feel like that TNA is in good hands, what I've been seeing lately. I want to see Eli Drake more at the helm.
Well, I do too.
He's my guy. So if you ever click on this, Eli,
we love you, Eli. we want to see you once again regain the Impact Championship somewhere down the road. Please regain the belt, because I know some people say, well, you were a rip-off Miz. I heard that in comment section. I've heard that in discussion groups. Let me tell you this. He was better than the Miz. He's way better. In ring, he is 10 times better than the Miz. Yes. Come at me, Miz and Maurice.
Yeah, he is.
Hey.
Look at me, the dude is. Have you seen Eli Drake's match?
No, I haven't.
He is.
You watch the Miz? You can buy the Miz DVD?
I will. No, probably not. No, I'm not. And I I did not watch the
This is
show.
a clan
No.
Did you watch this new?
I did not watch the show.
I was about to say, did you watch the show?
No,
Apparently,
I would sleep. Sorry, but yeah.
You got the network?
No.
Okay.
overall, I mean, in general, Impact is doing great. I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
I will continue to wear your T-shirts as much as possible, representing it, because
I gotta
Impact
buy some
Wrestling
Impact T-shirts.
is
I got
it's a true pro wrestling company.
LIJ shirt on now, but I will get some maybe an Eli Drake shirt or something like that.
So, what are some closing thoughts as we wrap up this episode?
This has been a very emotional, episode of the KZK, the Killzone Klutch, your source for making sense of professional wrestling. My closing thoughts. I think that we have touched on some amazing things. I'm excited for the G1. It's like I said, Ishii, I think at this point is not going to be able to make it to the finals, but he still made his mark as one of the top guys. I think we've got Elgin and Okada coming up. I'm sure when this comes out, it will have already happened. But like Elgin versus
check Okada.
Elgin versus Okada. Like Okada won last year versus Elgin, so maybe Elgin is reliable too, and he can put on a very good match. Even though we give him crap, Elgin is awesome. I'm looking forward to that, and just looking forward to the A and B block, Kenny Omega, to see if he can get to the finals, and then if he is the second, if he gets to the finals, not just his block final, but the G1 final, that would be 3 years in a row that he didn't make it to the finals.
Yeah.
And that would be absolutely crazy. So I'm excited to see about that. So who knows what's going to happen? Suzuki, Kota Ibushi, Naito, Kenny, those guys can take it. And I'm just ready. I want to watch it. And then following that, WWE Summerslam, Sassafras, Mark, what are you excited for SummerSlam-wise? Tell us.
Okay, well, SummerSlam. I am very excited. Like, I'm not excited for the Universal title. I don't care about Roman. I don't care about Brock. I don't care about Braun Strowman. I'm not worried about either one. Braun's still green to me. All he does is destroy stuff. He's not that great, so I'm sorry. But I am more looking forward to the Styles and Samoa Joe. These are two of the best wrestlers ever. And they went from Ring of Honor to TNA, former champions of TNA. Now they get to headline a big pay-per-view for WWE, and they're going to tear it up. So, hopefully. Hopefully. E stands. So anyway.
Don't get into it.
So, but yeah, on my closing thoughts, not only am I looking forward to the build for AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, I'm also looking forward to see what's going to happen with the G1 special, just like Mr. Love said. Who is going to be in the finals? Is Omega going to make it 3 years in a row? He's still unbeaten. He's leading the charge, and he is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Best bout machine, one of the best wrestlers alive. The cleaner. So, and also, more condolences. God bless all the families of wrestlers who've died today and passed on. So, and now I'm going to turn over to Mr. Mark here. Closing thoughts.
Yeah. Well, I am really excited for the G1, and once again, I want my check in the mail, Kyle. I have you on speed dial, so I expect that check in the mail.
Direct deposit.
Direct deposit on my account. Maybe by Tuesday morning.
Maybe.
WWE SummerSlam. I am most excited for the AJ Styles Samoa Joe match. I think that's a match that's going to tear the house down. I think that's going to be the match of the night. I still have hopes that maybe Ronda Rousey will walk out Raw Women's Champion, but you never know. They could be saving that as well for the All-In Women's Evolution pay-per-view coming up in October, if I stand correct.
Yep.
But my hopes is that regardless of how people feel about WWE SummerSlam, I hope they go out there and tear the house down. And then for Impact, I'm excited for you guys. You guys are on the right track. Keep it up. No nosedive. Scott Moore, Don Callis. Keep it on the right direction. Hope y'all get on Barrett Channel and Pop TV. But I mean, it is what it is. So overall, I'm excited to be a pro wrestling fan, and this is a great time to just be watching wrestling.
It is a great time. It is a great time. So once again, thank you everyone for tuning in and watching this. Be sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Follow us, Killzone Klutch. Also, the best to ever net on Instagram. We are the Killzone Klutch. We are your source for making some sense of professional wrestling, and we will catch you all here back locked in the clutch.
Thanks for watching.